Hello, this is Russell again out here at Heritage Grove Pecan Farm in Halifax County, Virginia. And it's about the end of July, not quite, we've got a few more days to go, but we're getting toward the end of the month here in July. We've had a lot of rain, which has been a real blessing. We have had a lot of thunderstorms and some wind during the growing season here. And I wanted to show you a tree, a baby Kanza tree or a young Kanza tree, just now starting to produce nuts this year. And I made a big mistake and did not follow one of my #1 principles of growing pecan trees, and that is when you grow a pecan tree, at least in my experience, it's important to have one central leader, one main trunk of the tree, and it's important to avoid a lot of low branches that are coming off the tree at bad angles. And I've shown you some videos before where I would go in and prune off the side branches that maybe intersect with the main tree at a really bad angle. And I've talked about that because those branches will split off the tree and can damage the tree in a thunderstorm or wind or a heavy rain event. And unfortunately, that is what has happened within the past 2 or 3 days. We've had all of those conditions here on the farm, and it's pretty much destroyed a baby Kanza tree that I'm going to show you here in just a minute. So again, it's just a teaching point. It reinforces to me why it's important to practice good pruning habits on your pecan trees, and I'll show you why that's important here in just a second. Thank you. Okay, so like I mentioned a second ago, I've shifted over here to this baby Kanza tree, and if I step out of the camera frame, I apologize for that, but I really want you to see what's happened with this beautiful tree here, or once beautiful tree. But right here, about 2.5 to 3 feet above the ground, there were a number of lateral branches that were coming off of the main part of the tree here. And this one in particular, I should have pruned this branch off right here earlier, maybe back when during the dormant time of the year, but I did not do that. So this tree came up and it had multiple branches coming off of the main trunk right here. And what happened, we had a high wind event, we had heavy rain, and this tree is growing really well, or at least it was, and it does have nuts on the tree, and it had a lot of leaves on the tree. So the combination of the high wind and the rain and the wet leaves and the nuts has caused this tree to split from up here at this point where all the branches came together, and you can see it split all the way down here to this low point. So unfortunately, this part of the tree is no good anymore, and in just a few minutes I'm going to have to take my pruning saw and I'll cut this part of the tree off, and it's just a tough break that I'm going to have to deal with out here on the farm. Now thankfully I do still have a couple of other branches. Again, it was a bad idea to let this happen. It's really my own fault, but part of the tree I think can still be salvaged because I've got some other growth here from some other branches, but I'm going to have to do a lot of corrective pruning on this tree over the next few years to get it to do like I really need it to do. So anyway, like I said, don't make the same mistake that I've made here on the farm, and practice good pruning habits and develop that one main central leader, and you can avoid a situation like this. Okay, if you take a look down here, I just took this pruning saw, and this is an inexpensive saw. I ordered it off of the Amazon. I think I paid about $25 with it. There's nothing special about this saw, but I like it. It folds in half, and when I'm out here walking around the orchard, I can keep this with me. It's not a big ordeal to tote a big chainsaw around, so this thing's really handy. But I just took a minute and I cut this part of the tree off. You recall it had split up here. But there's also another opportunity for some problems to occur that I'm going to go ahead and eliminate right now. And that's this bad angle down here below where I had a problem just earlier. I've got an opportunity for another problem to develop here, and if that split out, it could really just kill the entire tree. So I'm going to take just a minute and remove this branch right here, and we're going to try to get what's left of this tree back in better shape. I try to make a back cut so that once the bark splits out after making my cut here on the front, I don't want to strip and tear the bark off. Okay, that turned out fairly well. And believe it or not, I see even another spot that's going to be a problem here on this tree if I don't take care of it. And if you look right in here, you can see there's another bad angle. So I've learned my lesson. I'm going to go ahead and take this out, and maybe we can save what's left of this tree. We'll make one back cut so the bark doesn't split all the way down the tree on the back side. And I'll get this branch out of the way, and then hopefully what's left of this tree will survive. And again, with some training and pruning, maybe I can save what's left of this tree. Okay, now since this tree has grown so well, it's put on an awful lot of leaf structure and even a good bit of nuts on here. But looking at the diameter of this trunk, this central leader that's left, I need to prune back some of this top growth. One of the things I've learned in my experience with pecan trees is if you've only got a very young central leader or trunk of the tree, let's just say 2 or 3 inches, maybe 4 inches in diameter, and then it develops all this beautiful lush top growth on here, that puts a tremendous weight load on the central leader or the trunk of the tree. And I have often found it necessary to go back and even prune out the tops of the tree and the new growth when these trees are young, because again, with a wind or rain event, not only will it break these trees out lower along the central leader where branches come together, if it carries too much of a weight load at the top, it will also cause the tree to split, which results in a significant amount of damage. So I'm going to take just a minute while I'm out here and do some quick pruning to take some of the weight stress off of this tree. Okay, I've gone over this tree fairly aggressively, and I've taken off some of the growth that may cause problems for the tree to survive here in the future. And hopefully with some of these corrective action steps that I've taken this afternoon, in time this tree will develop into a successful tree here on the farm. So I do want to thank all of my subscribers. I do appreciate the comments. And thank you for watching my little channel here at Heritage Grove Pecan Farm. And if there's any questions I can answer or anything I can do to help you with your own pecan trees, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to follow up with you. So thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.